Hey, what's going on, everybody? Knowledge here. I'm sure everyone has seen or heard about the TMZ interview that Kanye West did the other day and his suggestive words saying that black people have chosen to be in slavery for the last 400 years. And there's been an uproar about this. A lot of people are saying that they agree with him. And when I say, people are saying they agree with him, I don't just mean white folks, I mean black people as well. There's people out here who are not saying that they necessarily agree with him or disagree with him, but they're basically giving Kanye West an excuse. They're excusing his ignorance in how he articulated what he said, or they're basically defending him off of reasons like regional reasons, meaning they're from Chicago, he's from Chicago, so they want to protect him, or he's a black man, so they want to protect him because he's a black man. You have people who are doing that. You have people who are basically not, I would say, holding him accountable for what he said because they like his music, point blank period, basically being biased. Then there's people who are very upset with what Kanye West said the other day on TMZ. And there was a brother there that actually worked for TMZ, and when Kanye West made those statements about black people choosing to be in slavery for the last 400 years, he stood up and he said, he was hurt and he was disappointed and he was appalled by the comments that Kanye West said. And he broke it down. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he basically was saying that whatever Kanye West is dealing with or who he has turned into, is a serious problem. And, he doesn't know what he's dealing with or, what he's going through or whatever, or who's manipulating this guy or whether he's using it as, using all this as a marketing tool or whatever. But, he's basically disgusted and angry and hurt by the comments that he made. And again, I'm paraphrasing what the brother said. You guys want to actually hear what he said, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But, he told him right. And, he was on point with everything that he told Kanye. And, from my point of view, I've been watching a lot of people post things on social media. I've seen a few YouTube videos out here that, fellow YouTubers that I watch on a basis, or just maybe watch here and there. I've heard their commentary on it, and how I look at this whole Kanye West thing is that, first of all, I think in a way he knows what he's doing. Like I said in my previous video, I think a lot of this is a publicity stunt. A lot of this is him marketing, but at the same time, I think he's being very ignorant with the way he's going about it. Now, to Mr. Kanye West and anybody else who feels like Kanye West was right about what he says, black folks did not choose to be in slavery. And for people out there that are saying, they think that Kanye West didn't articulate himself well, but what he really meant to say was that black people are the only people who have chosen to continue to be in slavery. But let me give you guys a little history. We had things like the Harlem Renaissance. We've had different periods throughout American history where we've built our own economical base. We were homeowners. We had things like the Civil Rights Movement. We've had organizations like the Black Panther Movement. We've had the Nation of Islam come out and still do to this day try to push social justice for black folks here in America. We've had organizations like the Detroit 300, where the brothers came out in the community and were trying to stop quote unquote black on black crime, which has been basically tossed and used as a pushback towards the black community. We have different organizations and brothers and sisters out here who are deeply enrooted within black communities that are trying to help certain situations that are going on, which is what the brother mentioned in when he was addressing Kanye West in regards to what the statement that he had made. And it seems like people, especially within the black community, are oblivious to the things that we have done throughout history. And for Kanye West to come out here and basically throw the whole black community under the bus, whether he's speaking from someone who lacks knowledge of self, knowledge of their history, or whether he's using this as a marketing tool. I feel like, this was extremely ignorant, and I feel like that us as the black community need to write Kanye West off. There's a lot of people out here that, again, a kiss of Kanye West's ass. And I'm not somebody who's going to come out here and defend Kanye West for his ignorance. I don't give a damn whether he's using this as a publicity stunt, whether he's using this as a marketing tool, or whether he's ignorant. I'm not going to defend someone who is basically throwing myself and my people and everything, and all our history and everybody who's fought, died, and sacrificed for the betterment of our people. I'm not going to defend somebody that wants to throw us under the bus or act like we have chosen to be in bondage or in slavery for the last 400 years. Mr. Kanye West, and to anybody else out there who wants to excuse him or wants to agree with Kanye West's words, black folks did not choose to be indoctrinated with racism here in this country. Black folks did not choose or say, you know what, we want people who practice white supremacy in this country to take away our educational resources, take away our economical resources, burn our cities down, use things like the welfare system to break up the black family household and the structures that we have. We did not come out here and say, we want you to assassinate our leaders like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and etc., etc. Black folks don't ask for the police officers out here to abuse their power or say, you know what, officer, I want you to shoot me down because of the color of my skin, or I want you to fear me simply because I'm a black man or I'm a black woman here in the United States. Black folks do not choose for it to be extremely hard or for us to have to be 3-4 times better for a job position that a white person can come with little to no experience and get the same benefits, get the same salary pay, but for a black person we have to be 3 or 4 times better for that same position. Black folks do not ask for these, and these are things that are continuous things of slavery here in America. See, a lot of people out here, they think that, if white folks are not walking around calling us niggas, or we are not physically locked into chains, that racism and slavery doesn't exist to this day. As I've said before, slavery has been indoctrinated with institutionalism, which means that they're not going out here and locking us in chains and throwing us up on, but even though they are locking us in chains, if we want to talk about the prison industrial complex, but that's a whole nother video. But they're not out here doing what they did in the 1800s or even what they did in the early 1900s. What they're doing now is racism and slavery is institutionalized. And this is what a lot of our people don't understand. This is what Kanye West doesn't understand. And for us to have black folks out here who are basically saying that we chose to be enslaved for the last 400 years, you guys need your goddamn head examined. For black folks to come out here and excuse somebody like Kanye West, which is any white supremacist, or let's say Donald Trump was to come out here and say, oh, yeah, black folks have chosen to be in slavery for the last 400 years, so why are you guys looking for the government to practice certain rights towards your community when you guys have chosen to be enslaved for the last 400 years? I guarantee you, if Donald Trump came out and said that, or another white person, or Ben Carson, or Sheriff David Clark, these people that we call coons and Sambos and et cetera, the same people that we call out in the media every day, I guarantee if they were to come out and spew these same words, it will be a different tone. But I think there's a lot of people out here in the black community who are giving Kanye West a pass, and I'm not giving them a pass. But it just goes to show that, we have a lot of our people that are in our community who are very ignorant, and who basically don't give a damn about black history. They don't care about the people who have sacrificed and died for your benefit, so that you can have the somewhat, rights that you have in this country right now. And it seems like, we're the only group of people who don't mind insulting our history, or the people that come from our community. So you know what's gonna happen to Kanye West? It's cool now because he talking shit about his own people. It's cool. Everybody cool with it. You let them come out here and say, oh, the Jewish community is their fault that they were in slavery, or it's their fault because the Holocaust happened, or Hitler burnt their ass up in the oven. And you gonna see exactly what's gonna happen to Kanye West. See, then he gonna crawl his little big head ass back to the black community. Then he gonna come out with Jesus Walks again, and heard him say it all falls down. He gonna start making more cultural music. See, what's happening to Kanye West is that he's in the sauce right now. And it was a sister that was on one of my comments the other day on social media, and she made a very good point. And I even had to think about this, from my perspective. She said one thing that we have to stop doing with Kanye West is we have to stop saying, he's a genius, because she said what's happened is that white folks are kissing his ass. Then you got black folks saying he's a genius. You got black people kissing his ass and excusing the nonsense that he says and the nonsense that he does. And what's happening is it's feeding his ego, because we all know Kanye West already has an ego. So he's getting gassed up on the sauce. And she said we need to stop saying that. And I said, you know what? She might be right, because I've came out here and I said that, I look at Kanye West's artistic ability, and I say, yeah, he's a genius for what he does artistically. He's an asshole. He's ignorant in my opinion, and he kisses a lot of white folks' ass. But I do think what the brother has done musically, it's phenomenal. But she might be right about that. And I had to really sit back and think about that. But see, that's what's gonna happen to Kanye West. He's gonna go out here. These white folks are going to remind him he's a nigga, and he's going to try to come back to the black community. Mark my words. I work in the entertainment industry. I know how a lot of these cats get down, black and white. I know how people get down. Now, as I've said before, what we can do as a black community, don't come out here and, get mad and start, crying, because there are people out here who are actually crying, because of what Kanye West said. But what we need to do is you need to keep your money in your pocket. When Kanye West's little album come out, don't go buy the album. Don't promote it on social media. Okay? Don't go to his shows. That's how you get somebody like Kanye West. You hit him in the pocket. And guess what? When you hit him in the pocket and white folks is not getting their money, guess what? They're going to remind Kanye he is still a nigga here in America. That's how you get somebody like Kanye West. But again, black folks, we have to start respecting each other. We have to start respecting our history. Don't let somebody come out here and disrespect what your people have fought for. I'm not worried about taking back free speech. Okay, we don't have free speech as black Americans here in this country. Ask Colin Kaepernick. You know what I want? I want my rights back. I want my respect back. I want the integrity back in the black community. I want my land. Where's my 40 acres in the mule, motherfucker? Where's my reparations? Where are the things that were promised to slaves when they were set free? That's what I want.